Yes.
Okay. Advantage 1, competitiveness. Current restrictions and limits on the H-1B program are crushing U.S. competitiveness, innovation, and growth. Fixing the program is necessary to maintain a strong U.S. position globally. Sen 18. Immigration is critical for the U.S. economy and our nation's competitive position. Immigrants have started more than half the country's billion-dollar startup companies. The H-1B visa is the primary avenue for skilled immigrants to enter. Foreigners who are now returning home to start businesses. This will adversely affect U.S. innovation. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be competing for H-1B workers. For every H-1B worker, 5 jobs are created. It's not too late. People still want to be here if they have a choice. The problem is we give them no choice. And limiting H-1Bs kills the U.S. economy in a vital sector. H-1Bs have a multiplier effect that creates jobs and innovation. GIA 17. This tech sector has a strong impact on the economic growth of the country. Trump's decision to review the visa allowance already appears to be having an impact. The real problem is there is not as many as idle IT workers. There is not as many to pick up this slack, close to none. Trump's decision in the long run could hurt an already mature U.S. economy that has not seen significant growth recently. And U.S. competitive position creates a great power war. Colby level 14. Americans' competitive position, American leadership and engagement remains essential. The U.S. must compete, and if it competes well, it can restore not only its own economic health, but also its strength for the long haul. If the U.S. wants an international system in which global commons are predicted, trade is broad-based and extensive, and armed conflicts among great nations are curtailed, it needs relative power. And tech innovation deters global conflict. Taylor Ford. Tech innovation is of essential importance to the study of IR. A nation's technological capabilities necessarily influence calculations of war and alliance formation. History also tells us that nations on a technological ascent generally experience a greater correspondence of dramatic change in their global stature and influence. Technology is the very cornerstone of great power domination. And the decline of relative power, economic power, triggers great power, undermines the international order. Talazad 11. Their economies are growing faster than ours, and these alter the global distribution of power. If U.S. policy makers fail to act, it is not a question of whether but when a new international order will emerge. Multipolar systems have been unstable, with their dynamics resulting in crises in major worlds among great powers. There would be a heightened possibility of arms race miscalculations and all-out conflict. Unless we get our economic house in order, regional hegemons in Asia can seize the moment, leading the world towards a new dangerous area of multipolarity. And U.S. superiority is key to deter great power risk contain proliferation and beat terrorists. Brands and elements 17. Now America confronts military and geopolitical challenges more numerous and severe than any time in the last quarter century. Margin of superiority is diminished, and it will undermine U.S. alliances. It will weaken deterrence, tempting adversity to think aggression may be successful or go unopposed. After the Cold War, U.S. policymakers committed to fostering a global environment in which rogue states, nuclear proliferation, and catastrophic terrorism would be suppressed. Stability of key regions would be eroded, rivals would be emboldened, and international crises would go unaddressed if Washington cut back too far. China and Russia are developing the military punch. Russia has conducted major military modernization, emphasizing nuclear weapons. The balance of power between the U.S. and China may be approaching a series of tipping points. The situation in Europe, Eastern Europe, is even worse. U.S. forces will face far harder fights should conflicts occur. Fighting a competitor armed with high-end conventional weapons would protect the U.S. military environment as that experienced since World War II. And advantage to U.S.-India relations. H-1B limits and restrictions starting overall U.S.-India relations, antagonizing a growing strategical bilateral partnership. JA 17. The impact of China and the H-1B visa could have implications for bilateral relations. Indian IT companies have reportedly invested almost $2 billion in the U.S. It may not be a wise economic move to enforce out these Indian IT companies. Modi has been lobbied strongly to take up the H-1B matter up with Trump. Trump has had a lot of stake in approaching the H-1B visa. And antagonizing a growing trade partner and a strategic ally, especially since India is expected to be the 5th fastest growing economy, would not be a wise move. And it's the foundation of overall U.S.-India relations. Cooperation on other issues is limited by fights over H-1Bs because they build economic and personal ties between the countries. New India Express 4.24. India and the U.S. cannot be fighting on every day on trade issues while cooperating on defense. Burma said highlighting the need to fire on soldiers to move ahead of their strategic positions. Burma noted that some reforms are probably necessary, adding that H-1Bs and visas are an important part of the overall people-to-people relationship between the U.S. And India, highlighting the critical role of diaspora and strengthening relations. We should not look at ways to shrink the pool of people coming here. And strong interests are key to spreading democracy globally and stable India-Pakistan relations. Ron Verma 18. The U.S. and India working together can advance prosperity, security, and sustainable development. This future is not a foregone conclusion. In a world where challenges to these values abound, the U.S. and India are increasingly indispensable democratic partners. The backbone of the Indian relationship now in years to come will be the ties between our people who have the opportunity in business, innovation, education, and beyond. In particular, these exchanges will spark untold areas of bilateral cooperation in the future. And relations are key to global stability. They are not guaranteed. Building economic ties is vital. Round number 18. Strengthening the U.S.-India relations in recent years is a positive development, but that progress cannot be taken for granted. It's not inevitable. The two were at odds throughout the Cold War and continue to fight on the Pakistani policy. But new challenges relationship are emerging. As geopolitical shifts continue to strain the ability of the international system, it will become more important to work closely with like-minded partners. Solutions to the challenges that each nation faces can only be solved by harnessing international partnerships. And the two countries' actions will go a long way in determining the contours of the global economy, regional stability in Asia, and the shape of international constitution. And strong nations are key to prevent global backsliding on the brink now globally. Ayar and Gilbert 18. The United States and India, the world's two largest democracies, must build a strong partnership that can help bolster prospects of democracy around the world. Both countries face new challenges linked to technology. To better tackle challenges, the U.S. and India should work together, bring together government officials, social media companies, educational institutions, and others to share ideas and chart paths forward. We could develop innovative solutions forward. And democratic backsliding is on the rise. Renewed commitment from the U.S. reverses trends. Diamond 17. The world is facing a crisis of liberal democracy. We need to review the core we are fighting for, our own democracy. And liberal democracy solves existential impacts. Kasparov 17. The Soviet Union was an existential threat, and this focused American people. But the threat today is still very real. We are making steady progress. They are making steady progress into modern world order. Terror in the Middle East, extremist parties in Europe, and a tyrant in North Korea threatening nuclear blackmail, an aggressive dictator in Russia. They all want to turn the world back to a dark past because their own survival is threatened by the values of the free world, epitomized by the United States. American leadership begins at home right here. America cannot lead the world in democracy, and there's no unity in the importance of these things. Right now, Americans are engaged in politics of level C9 decades. It is an opportunity for them to rediscover that what being American means. War, famine, poverty, and terror are generated and exacerbated by authoritarian regimes. And Indo-Pak war escalates and could kill billions. Keck 17. Billions could die if India and Pakistan start nuclear war. The greatest possibility of nuclear war is on the other side of Asia. Nuclear triangle, Pakistan, India, and China. The two countries fought 3 major wars together, and armed skirmishes are a regular occurrence. Pakistani leaders intentionally leave their nuclear thresholds ambiguous, and there's no guarantee that India's restraint will continue in the future. Miscalculations is South Asia's middle name. Thus, my partner and I offer the following plan. The United States federal government should increase the annual H-1B visa limit to escalate and meet demand to 150,000 and exempt 1,000 children from the total visa limit. That proposal solves Times of India 1-26 to increase the annual H-1B visa limit with the aim to bring in the world's best and brightest. Legislation has been supported by top American IT companies, including Microsoft, Facebook, and trade bodies, including Chambers of Commerce and Information Technology Council. The bill focuses on areas vital to maintaining U.S. competitiveness in the global economy and the availability of employment of non-immigrant-based visas. Taking these steps to foster a vibrant economy for homegrown and foreign entrepreneurs increases access to highly skilled talent that U.S. businesses depend on, and attract the best students to enroll to U.S. institutions will help ensure that the U.S. maintains a leader in global democracy and global competition. The bill creates a market-based challenge to the H-1B program. Applicants pay attention to potential hurdles. Camp point 18. Trump's Why American Hire American executive orders suggest that the H-1B should be more difficult to get, and Congress and Trump have been mulling ways to limit the visa's possibility. It makes the process harder, longer, and harder and more expensive. The trend will become clear in coming months. H-1B hopefuls will be watching. Yeah, this is fine.